Welcome to the SpellCast.
It's an ink, right? It's like an ink map.
Would
it be possible to like?
I copy it.
Yeah,
Easy. I mean, it takes some time, but I do it.
Guys, we're doing it. We have a rough draft of becoming tunnel rats.
You are amazing at this.
Tunnel snakes.
Tunnel snakes.
Tunnel snake.
Oh,
No,
God.
tunnel rats.
I hope not tunnel snakes. That'd be bad.
I mean, there was mention of tunnel raccoons.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
no.
raccoons.
What's the Fallout thing?
I don't know what the follow thing was. Let's talk about like the guys in like the Vietnam War who like went into the tunnels, didn't know
Yeah.
where they were going, and
Yeah.
Is it-
Had two M1911s. That's
No
all
one
we got.
remembers Fallout 3, the fucking like greaser gangster dudes in the first chamber. Fallout 3.
I didn't play the Fallout
I thought it was
series.
Tom. I thought it was Thomas.
Siri. Call her.
Right.
Oh, he's gonna come. He's gonna come home. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Trying to get off early.
We have a map.
Oh no.
We wanted a map. We have a map.
Yeah, Matt.
Was that all we wanted to ask him? Is it like we wanted?
that's all I wanted to ask.
Thanks, mate. What else did you want to ask? So thanks.
I don't know, more information about like the resources of the tier fuckers and like what kind, like assuming not the worst, what kind of resistance we might expect if we happen to infiltrate their fucking.
Probably better for the guild if we. Well, then again, he is a secret member of a secret organization.
One, he's a secret member of a secret organization, and two, he already knows my shit about the thing and the other thing.
Proceed.
This can be.
We're having this conversation in front of him. It's like, guys, I'm your friend. I'm right here. These feelings, they hurt.
He was not. He was nowhere near this.
He
Is he just different at this time of night?
It's nighttime. He had a long day of drinking.
He's still shook that, like, the first thing he found is one thing. Oh, what's that?
What the fuck is this?
Brain Cooper in the Midnight Oil.
You paid 20 gold for this?
No, what you learn is that if you're looking for something in these fucking shelves, you bring him.
Not true.
Bring him.
He's lucky boy.
He's
get to use his
lucky research assistant. No, but he did.
I know. That's how lucky he is. He's still sitting on a full 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a very interesting meeting tonight. They had a very interesting meeting tonight. One particular product, as in multiplicative, of our meetings tonight is that we have reasonable to strong suspicions that the someone in cohort with the Tweetery campaign, possibly, probably, not certainly, but definitely probably the Eyes of Tyr, may have in custody one person of import, person of particular interest to, was it the leader of the book? Sort of just one of the representatives of the person, the 9-finger McGee person.
Nine
I
fingers
have
king.
no idea what you're talking about. Yes.
9 fingers king.
She's the leader, or just like a really important person, or like,
I mean, she has the desk. I don't know what that says about her. Probably should have asked.
someone of particular prominence in a subterranean guild.
Oh, you mean the Thieves Guild?
Sure.
Okay. These walls are lead lined, by the way. No one's going to be able to hear us.
Cool.
Tap them.
We
Ding ding.
That's cool.
does
Yeah.
It resonate hollow?
I'm a wizard. What?
Does it resonate like that, or is it just like?
thunk. I don't know.
So while he's talking, I'm gonna actually I'm looking at the wall. I'm gonna take out my sword, and I'm gonna the thing that I did with the rocks, to make the little spikes come up. I'm gonna see if I can do that with the
Okay, sure. Give me a. Nah, fuck it. You've already practiced enough. You start to see strands of lead being pulled through the wood.
Come, check this out. What I can do.
Continue the conversation.
We have reason to believe that they have in custody someone of particular importance to, or of particular interest to the Thieves Guild, and also possibly myself. Do you remember there was an incident? I don't know if it was earlier today, or in the week. There was a loud person in.
Yes, the asshole Drogo Mournriver, yes.
Yeah.
Who's demanding for a Garantor Rock Threshbringer.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Isn't that your name, Ront? And I'm still doing the thing. Of course.
Did we have that talk?
I think you did, yeah.
I think I overheard or something. I don't know.
Who did I have that talk with?
You have that talk. I remember it.
Okay, good. I don't.
I'm still
Hey guys,
doing
sorry to stop this real quick. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday! Getting away with it.
Got it. I was like, it's not.
Sorry, no.
Happy birthday.
You know what's funny is that I looked at the clock, and when I did 30 seconds ago, it was 11:22.
So Drogo's here, and he's doing his Drogo things in his Drogo way. And his kid is probably in the city. And the Tweetery campaign, in a not particularly veiled, threatening tone, name-dropped her. And without belaboring the point too much, all of these confluences together seem to suggest that the missing person of interest to the Thieves Guild is one and the same with Drogo's child, and that they might be being held captive after disappearing by the Eyes of Tyr. Who knows?
So maybe being cahoots with
Conspiracy codes? Conspiracy codes?
Yes, conspiracy codes.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
You think
Yes.
that
Yes.
the Eyes of Tyr
Yes.
and the Tweetery campaign
Sure.
are together holding captive this person.
Together at the behest of. I mean, I certainly. It's not for certain, and it would be incredibly convenient, in a matter of speaking, if it all just happened to work out that way. But we've recently come into a lot of information that seems to add up to this.
Well, I can do one of a couple of things. I can inform the guards that is she a native in the city?
She appears to be a recent. I don't remember how recent.
She came looking for you, didn't she?
Probably,
after
but
you came here.
but in terms of what Nine Fingers mentioned, whatever you mentioned, she mentioned in terms of when she showed up. The
Did she talk about
Riverstone
Alright.
girl.
I don't remember.
Well, if I tell a certain Inspector Cassius Blanco that he should be on the lookout for these things, it might take a lot of grease for his feet, as he likes to put it.
His bunions are a real issue. He
I
should
know,
have
he
that
really
looked
needs
at.
to go to a podiatrist, really quickly.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
But to get him to investigate a widely popular temple within the city, or B, one of two, I would say, front runners in the campaign in the ducal campaign for the Council for.
Trust me, the gravity of the situation is not lost on me.
I'm going to turn around, and as I do, the sword is going loudly back into the sheath, and I'll be like, I think that before we go talking to Cassius Blanco or making accusations of this sort to anyone in an official capacity, we should take a look in the Undercellar and find out what we can actually find out. See if these dots actually connect. And behind me on the wall, in those spiky things, it now says, "We heart Sylvanus."
He sort of leans back in his chair. long exasperated sigh. I part you to...
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Yes. I'm glad I found you all. So, yes, I think...
We're glad that you found us.
Right. Wonderful. So, I will say this. If I were to address you as your counselor and recruitment officer for the Knights of the Helm and Cloak, I would say this is a very particular, politically mired situation that the Knights of the Helm and Cloak would like to not be involved in.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, as I would say most guilds feel that they should not be involved in particular politics of Baldur's Gate.
Tell fucking Taltana that, I swear to God. Tell the Blackhearts that, by the way.
However, if I was Sylvanus, agent of the Sentinels of the Prime of the city of Sigil, under her guidance, the Lady of Pain, I would say, yeah, fucking go down there. We'll cover your ass.
You can do that?
Because he's your friend.
Because I'm your friend. We heart him.
Wait. No. One, yes, we heart him. But two, the
Sentinels.
The Sentinels can do that
Can do what?
on our behalf. We don't have to do that ourselves.
What do you mean, go down there?
Cover.
Cover? What do you mean?
You mentioned cover.
Cover as in...
You just said the word cover. I'm just popping on whatever you just said.
Well, I mean, if things get pretty hot, you know, there's...
You can have extraction.
Yeah, there's extraction.
Oh wait, can we?
But that doesn't that's fine and good. I trust us to be able to run if we actually do it.
Oh, we're going to do it.
Hey, I mean, that was a very complicated situation. I mean, there were flumps and they were getting killed, and it was not my
They
fault.
had crossbows for arms.
I know. I know.
In all fairness, I for once didn't start that.
Technically, you did shoot your bow that emits a 300 decibel boom every time you fire it into the air.
What?
You didn't start the fight. I'll grant you that. You didn't start the fight.
But he called the deputy.
Just don't shoot the messenger. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you got shot that time. I was shot.
Fucking skewered. You still have those in your room, don't you?
like
somewhere?
I do. You know when you're doing work with a needle and thread, and you have like
Pin
a little tomato, and you put that was you.
You were the tomato.
I'm
You
aware.
kept the unbreakable bone sharp.
Do you know how many health potions I have now?
What you need to make sure is that you have enough time to drink them before you die.
It's a learning experience.
I am sure that, especially with the logistical support of the Sentinels, that we could conduct an extraction. What I'm more worried about is the actual political ramifications of getting caught in such a thing. That is what I meant by cover. That's what I thought you were implying. Because, as you mentioned, this is a very politically mired situation that no one in their right mind would want to be involved in.
He's
This
looking
is
for political cover as well as like physical like protection.
I'm more concerned about political cover. Because it is a big fuck. It is a big fuck.
Yeah, and look what you're dealing with. Subtlety is not our strong point.
He has blades for skin, and he is lightning.
Thunder.
I think
I have stealth though.
I'm not begging you for it. It just sounded like that's what you were offering, which is why I'm asking.
I'm
never did. I know that one.
offering a way to, should you be caught and the worst to happen, a way to justify your reasoning for being down.
Okay, that is.
You're going to have to spell that out explicitly because I don't understand whether or not we're supposed to be saying that we're from the Helm and Cloak or whether we're from this badass organization.
Never say you're from the badass organization.
Understood.
Isn't that just the worst rub about it all?
I know.
I mean, but also, does anybody fucking know?
I mean, there's something pretty cool about it.
It's true. It's cool.
Aggravating.
But it's like saying that, hey, listen, I was in your basement because I'm part of the super ultra hunky time force, and
Can we change the name? Can we be like a subdivision?
So,
I mean, we can take a vote here. I think Conall's with you.
so here's what I think between you and me personally. This is just me. Honestly,
doing great.
As right, look, the Lady of Pain has her ways, and they are not surprisingly painful.
Makes sense.
But I'm going to say that I don't know how long our organization can keep up this anonymity.
Especially with fucks like us running around.
We're pretty discreet.
Yes.
We're pretty discreet.
To a degree.
I just look at Conall. I look at
Your
Ront.
organization degree.
I should say, and I guess collectively, we with our research department don't exactly know what those things, and he points to your Kopesh-like sword, your, what's it, Iolai Cesta, yeah, your Iolai Cesta, and your bow, and the other two, we don't know exactly what those are capable of.
Well,
And
they're capable of that, and I point to the thing on the wall.
Yes, and potentially much more. They were created, let's be honest, by beings that they were created by Ubtao. We feel, that's what part of our research says, Ubtao.
I'm actually going to look at the sword like, is that true?
You see, in your head, in your head, you hear the voice of the Sphinx cub say, "He is father."
I think you're right. I say to Sylvanus.
So, if they were made by a literal fucking god, or I should say primordial, right? If all the history that we know says true.
It's pretty badass. That's pretty badass.
I mean, as fitting of the badass super hunky club.
We don't know what they're capable of.
Okay.
We don't know what these gifts are capable of. We don't know what the other gifts are capable of. I mean, you described, from what I remember, a huge area with feet insects in the ground. That aligns with these sort of guardian beasts that we keep seeing, right? Which we haven't found yet.
Wait.
I'd love to find them.
Wait, do we know anything about that?
Yeah, this is from the damp hole.
No, I remember the feet in the ground, but did we see anything about beasts?
We saw like
Remember in the
placements
temple?
for some kind of construct. Sort of
Oh,
thing.
that was before, so we would have had to make that connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connection between.
I remember you being especially mad, so I think you made that connection.
Pictographs.
Pierre made the connection.
Yes. The connection between the pictographs and the Zord hanger.
Yeah. I was specifically asking if
Right.
the characters in character had made that connection. And
well,
I don't remember doing that.
well, here you go.
Yeah. So that's Savant's doing that for us, so yay, we have that.
Yay.
I don't remember. Can our badges contact you?
The what?
Do we have badges yet?
You don't have badges
They're
yet
on back
because you
order.
haven't. They're on back order, and also you haven't been inducted yet.
We're provisionary. We're probationary.
You're on a need to know because you have the thing basis.
Oh right, yeah. We're sort of muscling our way in there.
Can we get anything that we can contact you with? In
Well-
case?
He pulls out a drawer and removes the prototype sending stones
That he gave us in
that
the
he
first
gave
fucking
you on your
episode.
first fucking episode.
Didn't they have like a very limited radius?
They did have a very limited radius.
But he's also like, he's honest.
I
I
don't
have
like.
a bag of holding. Throw them in there.
That's not my point.
He hands them to you.
Okay.
There's still the 3 that you have. So either you 3 can hold them. You can
Some
give
of the
one to
other-
Azazel. If Thiathel's present for this, she's currently resting and having a vision quest, I guess. You can give one
She's
to
really
her.
handy.
She's really handy. There you go.
It's interesting. Old Artificer can poop out a set of sending stones in their like poop magical items feature, but they don't ever get access to sending
Yeah.
or cantrips.
I think old Artificer has its problems and new Artificer has its own problems. They both have problems. They should have met in the middle.
Yeah, they really should have, but instead they went like really opposite direction.
I mean, so what's nice is that with New Artificer, like they created explicitly more opportunities for just flavoring the mechanics.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, yeah, you could probably do that. That said, it's sort of weird and hamstringing.
Yep.
Anyway, okay. So basically, being a super hunky time beef lord is weird and comes with various perks that we don't understand, and we should just have faith in that.
And there's a possibility that there's more.
I guess that's what we have to go on. Question mark.
Yeah, but I mean, having faith in an institution that we're not technically part of yet.
I know. That's why I'm saying it in the tone that I'm saying it. But also, what else is there for us to do?
Well, we're part of our own.
You've been very insistent that we should go do the thing. I don't disagree with you. I may just be a worrywart. You know I'm prone to this, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
I know it's not going to be easy, but at the same time, I think there are bigger things going on than sewage blockages.
Yeah.
Do we even
Thank
know
you,
what the
Sylvanus.
blockage is supposed to be? Sorry.
I want us to adjourn back to your room. Okay. Not for any particular reason. It's just like we're having a discussion and Sylvanus doesn't need to be there. So like.
Okay. Yeah, this is strictly Rufus Rough Puffians.
Okay. Bye guys. Have a good night.
Thanks very much,
He's
buddy.
sitting there listening in on the sending stones.
That's totally fine. Just don't just don't engage in certain kinds of individual sports in the middle of the night.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, got it.
We have the best HR rep.
That's HR. So, the conversation you're having in Hal's room.
So we have to go do the thing.
Yes,
Tomorrow evening. We have to. We have a job and we have the thing that we want to do. And you're suggesting that we go do the thing that we want to do first and with priority.
Yes.
I'm open to going and seeing what that looks like. We need to be very discretionary about whether or not we fully commit to doing the thing right there based on what we see.
Yes. I agree. It makes sense. If it's not something we can deal with immediately, then there's no sense in rushing in and making the situation worse.
Yeah. What do we have tomorrow? The ceremony?
Well, there's the only thing that really happens tomorrow. The Eyes of Tyr have a. I mean.
Oh, I wanted to go to that, didn't I?
Yeah. You wanted to go to a church ceremony. Yeah, church meeting.
When is that
service. Early in the morning.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in my fun day best. What day is
Sunday
it?
best.
Sunday best. Sunday best.
It would be exactly.
Your Sunday best and your fun day best are at two opposite
That is
sides of the
exactly
coin.
right. I'm going to go on my fun day. But yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Hi, Conall. How you doing, buddy?
We're doing great. I figured about this.
Are we done?
I mean,
Are we done for that particular evening? Like,
I think so.
we did research for 5 minutes. I have made my concerns about the coming day known.
We have a rough draft of a map.
Thanks to Conall.
We can totally,
I still don't know if Taltana is super clandestine or just normal clandestine. I don't know which it is.
Let me
yet.
ask you this. Do you think that if she were offered enough money, she would turn on him? Or do you think that she has her own...
I think if my suspicions are right, she stands to gain the most from his winning the election, which is to say she's the reason any of this is happening. Which would mean that we would have to offer her gains and or profits at the scale of national commerce.
So then, in reality, we are her political enemy. And
Yeah.
she must realize that now.
Yes, but I don't think she knows what that means yet.
Good.
So
Because I don't think we know what that means yet.
I mean, I have some ideas.
I mean, sure, but let's be honest, we don't exactly know what our capacity on a public political stage is.
The problem is I don't know what Jadenko's capacity is, and that's perhaps a problem for us.
I guess we'll find out when he has us help him.
I mean, that's
we should
fine.
probably know if we're going to help him. Sorry.
That's
I didn't
no. You're good. You're good, guys. You're good. That's fine. But I should also mention that if the Drogo stuff is going to come to light in the course of these proceedings, I need to not be there.
Why is that? Like, Ront, I wouldn't ask this if it weren't now perhaps an immediate concern for Jadenko. Because I know what my potential problems in his election are.
Yeah, and they're all at the face, and that's like not your fault and totally fine. My problems aren't my fault. It's just that Drogo's a particular kind of guy, and he has...
What does he have over you that
He
could potentially harm Jadang?
He doesn't. It's just that he's the law where we lived, and he has always believed that I've been doing improper things with his daughter.
Were you doing improper
No!
things? Well?
Do I look like I have ever?
You do have a lot of thoughts from your gut.
I'm 14, Conall.
Ront, I actually thought you had.
That's touching, but also no. Never.
No, I don't feel so embarrassed now.
Oh, buddy! Ow, buddy!
You say as you reach to console him by touching his knee and stabbing yourself in the
Yeah, he showed up with the whole town guard, and I didn't know what was going on, but it didn't seem good for me, it didn't seem good for her, it didn't seem good for my parents to have to deal with any of that.
And of course he used your actions as proof of what he suspected.
I admit now that it is probably the worst decision I've made in my short time on this realm, but, yeah.
You did what you thought was right to protect the person you cared for.
All of them, but it's the word of a 14-year-old half-orc versus the sheriff?
Well, remember, you're in
The
Baldur's...
mayor. The mayor.
Remember that you're in Baldur's Gate now.
I don't know what extradition is like in Baldur's Gate.
And he's not the mayor of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, he's just the mayor of Havenfair. Ooh.
Yes, but you are well known and well liked here. And perhaps, yes, he could do damage to your reputation.
Yeah, apparently there's some thirsty... No, that's not what he would say. Apparently I track well in certain demographics here in Baldur's Gate, and I'm...
Really, what sort of demographics? Certain age range? Students? The elderly?
Was it specifically young women? Or was it just women? Like, what was it?
women. Yeah, sure. Sorry. She said.
Yeah, she said.
She said.
Yes. I did not insight check it, but she said.
She said, let's for our modern day reference, women 18 to 24.
Oh.
Which is to
Hal
say...
blushes again. Hal blushes again.
Which is to say, too old for me. Not that I have anything against that, but that, like, I couldn't handle that.
I mean, something weird happened to us, and...
I'm not talking physically, Hal. There's a lot...
Throws his hands up.
There's a lot going on, Hal.
Maybe that's why. Come on, back me up here.
I guess...
Do what your daddy would make your daddy proud.
He just liked making his microbrew back at the fucking inn in Haven. I don't really know what he's really about. He just.
Do they distribute nationally, or is it just locally?
It gets brought out. They don't have to do it
What's
themselves.
the label?
Oh,
Judging the marketing.
I don't know. It's a weird commercial thing where merchants actually feel like they can peddle copies of it as they travel abroad, and it's interesting. It's not up to the minute, right? Because the things have to travel very long distances. But they're post dated. You know when the news is from. And sometimes in far off farming communities, that's all of the news you get about the goings on in Baldur's Gate, aside from standard hearsay.
All I'm saying is that if he tries to make a ruckus here surrounding you, it may not work out the same way, the way that he thinks it will.
That is true, but do we really want to chance that on Jadanko?
Sometimes you have to stand your ground, and I think Jadanko would say that. Actually, I have no idea if Jadanko would say that. I'm just...
Fair enough.
I suppose that would be up to him to decide, which means we have to have another conversation.
We probably should before he goes up and has a debate.
Oh, definitely. I definitely intended to do that.
So Church, Jadanko, Undercellar. Anything else that we got?
That's a weird band name.
Church, Jadanko.
Undercellar.
Undercellar is the name of the album.
Yay.
Yeah, did we have to do anything with the kids?
There was talk of a class or seminar of some sort at some point. I don't remember when.
Let's say it wasn't tomorrow.
Let's say it wasn't tomorrow. For all intents and purposes.
Let's pencil that in for not tomorrow. Was anyone gonna meet with? We didn't have to meet with the journalist again.
Augusta O'Neilly?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think there was an arrangement to meet with her.
Okay. So just in the city, go to church for some fucking reason. Are any of us actually like religious within the scheme of?
I was raised in the Church of Tyr.
Okay.
So he knows the rites and passages, which is
Conall.
funny.
Yes.
And will be great to witness.
Yes.
I'm kind of laid back, one with nature.
All right, nature. That already itself has its own like.
Any reason to be in church, right?
Church is like the forest, man.
Jesus. Well,
Tree Jesus.
Jesus.
I'm remembering that College Humor, or no, there was a Funny or Die skit with Don Cheadle.
Oh, yes, with him Captain Planet.
Yes.
You're a tree now.
Shot T, motherfucker.
So good. Such a good skit.
Okay, it's time to sleep. It's time to sleep finally for Ront, and everybody else can go do what they want.
We'll go.
Sleep sounds good.
Sleep sounds good. You guys have a long rest?
Please.
Long rest?
It's not like I need to regain anything, but please. I think.
Connell has a couple of bottles of hard fire now.
Excellent. So, here's my question. Do we want to pick this back up? 'Cause holy shit, I almost have 4 hours. Do we, like,
I mean,
3 hours?
you're gonna
and 40
have to
minutes?
cut a bunch of it.
Well, yeah. But, do we want to pick back up with the tomorrow stuff, including the Undercellar, on another session?
Whatever you guys want.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a break and let's actually end the recording here and end the session here, and then we'll pick back up next time. Well, everyone say bye, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
I think where we last left off is Pierre, yes, but Ront, really, was telling the story about Ysayle and that whole situation. I believe is what I remembered listening to skipping through the last 30 seconds, not 3 minutes ago.
I mean, one, hi.
Hello.
We're back. Yeah, we're back. Two, I believe I had finished telling the story enough for it to begin to devolve into
Yes.
strategic talk about what to do.
We hadn't quite gotten that far. I think we
No.
got
It was strategic talk about what we're gonna fucking do.
Right.
Are we gonna go and do the thing, or are we gonna go and like just figure out what the fuck is happening, or are we gonna go home and sleep?
Yes.
I mean, you are home, I believe.
Yeah, we were in.
Do we end it with
Colin's room? And
I believe it was caught.
No, it wasn't Conall's.
yeah. Well, did we end up back in Hal's room?
I think
We were in your room, and we didn't
And it
want
is
to be there.
messy as fuck.
they were in house, yes. Yeah, I think I'll end up back in the house.
I think the major question that we still hadn't really decided was, well, you know what, because I know we were having the discussion about whether or not to focus on doing the thing first with the big, like, refuse plug, or
Our actual quest.
the actual quest, or to first try and, I don't know if we ever decided on that, but I'll defer to Ront in this case because it's Ront's friend.
You were hard pushing for Ront's friend.
Yes, because lawful good. Like, yes, we made a contract, but like good trumps. We'll still do the contract, but we got to do the good first.
So good before lawful.
Or lawful to the idea of good, one could say.
I feel like we'll do the contract, and if we find your friend, then we find your friend.
I feel like lawful to the idea of good is how you get chaotic good. So like,
Well, it's like, so the difference between lawful good and lawful stupid is that lawful good, the law has to abide by the tenets of good. If it doesn't, and if it's unjust, or if like the rule is not good, right? If the rule strays from good, then you don't follow the rule because it's not. In that case, it's.
In that case,
come up with something that.
Yeah, in that case, it's lawful neutral or lawful evil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas chaotic good is like, if the rules follow what I think is good, then fine. If not, then
Yeah.
two birds salute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's at least that's the way I always do it.
And I follow that general rule.
What's our time frame? Do we have to act this evening or?
No,
next evening.
remember, next evening.
Oh, okay.
Also, tomorrow is a church service that I believe Hal was interested in going to. There is that happening.
Did anybody else have anything scheduled?
I don't think so.
When
I
is,
have to talk to Janenko.
oh right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do we want to take care of those things?
Whatever you want to do.
What time is it? Is it like the
I
evening?
don't want
Is
to
it late?
What's
It-
time?
It's like late. Well, it's got to be close to midnight.
It's
Turn it up!
it's the intrigue section of the adventure.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know what's lying at either end. At one end, it might be cultists of varying levels that blow everything up, and on the other end, it might be snakes of varying levels that might blow everything up. So,
Well, we're on a tight time schedule, so
okay.
we just have to
Well, if we go at night and there's cultists, right? Wouldn't they be more active at night?
go where like.
Who knows? They might be asleep.
Oh, you mean
But they might not.
Undercellar?
My point is we don't know.
Yeah.
So we don't know how to split up the people.
Yay, intrigue arcs. I hope y'all are enjoying this.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Wait, does anybody have any contact at the Eye of Tyr or whatever it is? The Hand of Tyr, the
Contact?
the Taint of Tyr. Anybody that would know anything about, more detailed about what's happening at the place where
I mean,
she's been.
I'm gonna go to a service there.
Do I have a premonition?
Yeah.
Do you have premonition?
Yeah, where's Thiathel?
Yeah, Thiathel, I think has.
I'm meditating.
Yeah, I think Thiathel has walked back in from some sort of meditation. I believe you probably have heard from their various associates or Sylvanus about the Undercellar and such as goings on there, and you've tried to meditate on that. And so far, the only thing you've come up with is the future of indoor plumbing and how big it's going to be.
It's gonna be big.
So
So they put
we
the
should-
outhouse in-house.
Yes.
It's so wild. I don't think it'll work.
It's gonna be big.
Invest
Believe me.
now.
The future is
Vote now on
now.
your phone.
And some dude named John is involved heavily.
Yes.
Does Kelsey know developments?
I don't think so. So we could take a minute away from,
Because we sort of did
on
like
show.
everyone knows what's happening, and I realized not everybody knows what's happening.
Yes, yes.
I've been in Dreamscape for like.
Yes.
So Thiathel probably knows what's happening. But
I
Kelsey
went on a
doesn't.
retreat.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's it.
I went on a psychic retreat,
Oh hell yeah!
and I basically was.
Did the full cleanse, you know.
Yep.
That is everything.
I'm still not 100% certain that the whole there's a clog in the drains story wasn't just a metaphor for the shit going down with the Thieves Guild and they need a situation taken care of. I'm sure there actually is a clog, but Hal isn't.
Well, okay.
That's actually very clever, and I'm not going to reveal whether or not I thought of that.
I'm playing this at you.
Don't, please. There's
I know.
and Coke.
I'm aware. Yes, but wouldn't
There's a bunch
the
of
people disabuse us of that notion?
Maybe, but I think they might also think it's funny.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. If they want their problem taken care of, right,
Mm-hmm. And
wouldn't it be better for us to not fuck around with something that isn't a problem?
I mean, yes, but they may also just assume that we're smart enough to figure it out.
so long as it's for the greater good.
Right, you're good.
They saw you! They spoke to you!
Point taken.
I'm sorry, I love you!
It is
but
true.
True.
I mean,
Mike, the smartest of all of us. Hal?
I'm not the smartest.
Who is it then?
It's not me.
Who has the most intelligence on the party? I don't know.
It is Kelsey.
No, it's Adam.
No, it's Kelsey. I vote for Kelsey over Adam.
I barely graduated high school with a 3.5.
Yo, same though!
Adam got a perfect score on his ACTs.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Only on the reading part. Only on the reading part.
I thought you didn't get a perfect score on the SAT too.
No. No.
It's a lot harder to get a perfect on the
Yeah.
SAT because of the way
What
the
is
curve-
life but a bunch of reading?
Yeah.
He got to school,
you
go to
read
school
those
for
math
free.
Significantly fewer people take the ACT, so the curve is better. And then depending on where you're applying, some schools look more favorably on the ACT question mark.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Adam got a full ride to Ole Miss on an engineering scholarship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how smart you are.
Gave up all that for acting.
That's a different kind of smart.
Street smart.
That's
Street
real.
smart.
He's smart and real. Anyway, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we
What
doing?
are you?
Where am I?
I'm going to church.
He's going to church. We have been having, I guess, breakfast and talking to Thiathel about all of that.
We're going to church.
He's going to church.
Oh,
You wanna go to church?
You're all free to come if you
If
want.
I step in a church, I think I will burst into flame.
Is what? Is
You an infernal as well?
No, I just.
Oh! Wait, you were worried about that?
No.
When I say burst into flame, I mean they'll tie me at the stake and set me on fire.
Oh.
No.
I mean, the
No,
church
no.
of Tyr, but the eyes of Tyr.
No, but no, that's unsubstantiated. What? Why?
Because I can do magic. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Because I see things.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past this particular
That's what I'm
denomination.
insinuating.
Is Jadenko expected to be in church?
Not this church. Not
Okay.
this one.
Then I'm not going to church. I'm gonna go try and talk to them.
Take me to church.
All right. So you are all the three of you, Thiathel, Conall, and oh my God, Halexan. Fuck me. Are y'all going to church? I know
Wait.
Halexan's going. To
Yeah,
church.
I'm in my Sunday best, like
And-
full like noble regalia.
Wait, were we supposed to do something with the kids?
We have kids.
You were supposed to do something with the kids.
Stop.
We have kids.
You're like you're walking.
When did we get kids?
And you're like, fuck.
Like the little super happy fun time adventures club people, the little
Galaxy
types
Force.
that have a guild.
Galaxy Force.
What did you have to do with them? Just making shit up.
Class, I think it was.
Some sort of.
Whatever it is, he's gonna end up.
Was
on
I
the
supposed?
cancel button.
Were we supposed to do it, or were we supposed to beg people from the guild to go over and?
I think you had just said that someone would go and teach a class, and I vaguely remember you, Pierre, saying that Ront would probably be the one who would go over and teach. said
Okay, so
class.
I'm doing that first, but I'm going to try and send missive to Wayland and them that I would like to meet later that day.
The guild has official runners, let's say interns in training, so they're training to be interns for the guild.
And blow up, because that's what happens to interns.
That's what happens to interns, whose one of their jobs is to be couriers for different missives and to go about, and if they hear about a mission that's supposed to be up on their board and it hasn't been delivered to them and they receive a missive, they are to go and retrieve it from said person whenever the details are worked out. So that is part of their job. That's why usually there will be a lot of quests and things up on the board.
Okay.
So that's part of their job, and they will go and deliver your missive to the campaign offices of Jadenko Silvertooth.
Cool.
Yes, Thiathel.
I have a thing of yours.
Huh?
I have a paperclip, a disguised self paperclip that I think I was holding on for you.
Did we give that?
Oh, just in case you were gonna be the one to do the
Do
thing.
you want it back?
It's spent. The days.
We have spent it on.
Never mind.
No. You also had one.
No, I just.
Oh, he just used disguise.
Well, he.
But
well,
the paperclip is spent.
It's
no.
Warlock can do
It's 24 hours,
if they have the invitation.
so it's lapsed.
Oh, it has lapsed.
I mean, it might not be. Let me check. It might. I forget if it's end of day or 24 hours, but I think it's lapsed.
Okay. For now, until we figure it out, it has not been 24 hours. Until we get direct ruling, I will rule for now that it has not been 24 hours, so it is still valid
Okay.
for now. Until I hear
8 hours.
Okay, so it is Donarooski.
I don't have to say so.
That's okay.
Do you
Oh, that's
want?
why I was
Still
holding
paperclip.
it.
Do you want a
Yeah, still
paperclip?
paperclip.
Do you want another paperclip of disguise self? I don't know what you'd use it for, but do you want it?
No, I'm fine.
Sure. It takes a minute.
You can have a paperclip of anything else too.
Well,
Ooh,
that I
Shield of
have.
Faith.
I want,
Paperclip of faith.
Shield of
I want one before
Shield
you
of
go.
fucking
Wait, is it disguise self as any, like it's a paperclip that you can use the skill disguise self as?
Yes, you get you.
I want one for
It's
8 hours.
like basically you get the spell.
You get one
For
use
8
of the
hours.
spell, and that use is banked for 8 hours.
I want it.
You,
So it doesn't last
Why?
8 hours, but like if once you
Yeah,
use it, you can use it anytime within that 8 hours.
I'd give it to Thiathel for free. Conall needs to work for it.
I can look like I fit in anywhere.
I
Don't you already fit in
That's what I'm
anywhere?
saying.
So you have something you want to do, right? I can go teach the class as you.
That's worse.
Do it.
That's worse.
Is it worse or better? Is it worse or objectively, for the purposes of the
Is it?
podcast, better? I'm asking Ront to make a meta judgment call here.
Third roll. What?
What was that?
That I believe it was a 1.
Yeah. Okay.
The pillow rolled a 1.
Ront stands silently for a minute and then flings a rock at Conall.
Fair. You take 1 point of humility damage. So that's all. You don't need.
Conall, pick it up.
When?
I take it up.
It has a cast of disguise.
Okay, there you go. You can go teach the class if thou so choosest. Thou so
He doesn't even need to be me. They don't know. They don't care.
It's too late. I have the rock.
If they see through it, they pass.
They get bonus or an instant. 70% of the test is the test of your own eyes.
Okay. So
Okay.
that was one first level spell slot.
Okay, so Connell's going to teach the class.
Are we still level 7?
Yeah. Pierre's going to
Not send missive
not
and
send missive and just go to
Send the missive,
but then arrive.
and be like, give me that. Slowpoke.
Right. I mean, he's an intern, so he needs to learn this shit.
No, I will do that. I will get there before him, and when he shows up, I'll be like, yeah, watch. Good time. I bet you could cut some corners by literally like cutting through buildings. Like just don't worry about it. Just say field business. Just
You should learn teleportation.
that too. If you can do that, like highly recommend
Well,
it.
I'm just trying to be part of the guild.
You're gonna want to be able to move from place to place.
Well, I tried. I ran as fast as I could.
I'm not. Relax. You're fine.
Am I gonna go into the pit again?
The what?
What do you do this?
Sylvanus.
Why are you making him cry?
Wait, who do you report to directly? Because I need to talk to them.
I'm trying to be a barbarian.
It's the dwarf guy, isn't it?
I don't know, but like,
Dwarf guy.
I mean, the pit makes sense now. The pit makes so much sense.
I'm not gonna ask you to give this random Mookin name. I'll see who I can talk to when we get back. What the fuck is
Bernard
Bernard
the barbarian.
Bernard the barbarian
In training.
Barabbas.
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 Barabbas the barbarian intern in training.
I was actually getting attached to Bernard
Bernard.
Barbarian.
Bernard Barabbas the barbarian intern in training.
Instead, you can call him Steve.
Or
like
just-
from She Kills Monsters.
Oh my
Tis
god.
I, Steve! He dies. Every time.
Every time.
Well, now I'm just thinking about Stevie the Eevee trainer.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
So, which one happens first?
Roll me a d6. 1 to 2, it's the kids teaching. 3 to 4, it's Ront's. 3 to 4, it's Halexan and Thiathel at church. 5 to 6, it's you.
That was a 5. That was a 5.
It's you!
What was the second roll?
A 4.
So,
3, 2, 1, let's go!
after you
Should have hit it.